Hi friends, welcome to my channel Gunapravalika Uppala. How are you all? I'm good. So if this is the first video you're watching in my channel, so first do subscribe my channel, tap the bell icon and on all to get all my video notifications. So let us start the drawing. So I'll show you the conventional representation of machine components. Some of the machine components I have shown you the diagram before. So better to keep it drawn or take a screenshot as I have told you in the previous videos. So first I will let you know how to construct a table. So in annotate option we have table. So there we can select it. It is in the standard size. So number of rows, number of columns, and here it is the preview of the table which we are going to construct. Here is the first row. See the changes there. So it is the title block, it is the header block, and it is the data which we need to enter. So these are the options, and we can change the column width and row height according to our modifications. So I am inserting the table. See, I have inserted the table. So this is how to insert a table, but here I am not going to use the table, just for your information I have told. So next I am going to construct a rectangle. So I have constructed the rectangle. So as per our requirements we can modify. Okay, done. If you miss the diagram and we need it as per the dimensions, so we can press Z enter and A enter. So whatever it is, whatever the drawing or whatever it might be on the screen, it will completely fit to the screen which we view. So here I have taken the rectangle and now I am taking line. So this is for the heading, and again I am taking line. This is for the subject, title, and now this is for the subject and conventional drawing. So I would like to move this a bit. Okay, so our table is ready. So first let us draw the straight knurling. I'll show you a simple procedure. Just I constructed a rectangle, so I will apply the fillet. See, fillet. So select the first object. See, I have got selected the first object. Select second object or shift apply to the corner. So I'm going to select the second object. See, I need to change the radius. So I will enter R. So 100. See, it is also became more. So again I have entered R and I enter 50. Okay, now this is sufficient, right? See, it's done. So again I am doing the same option. See this, done. Again enter, completely filleting the whole rectangle. Okay, now fillet is done. So I am taking the central axis. See, I need to import the central axis, so I am loading it. Long dash, short dash. Okay, I have imported. See, now I am selecting that line. See, I have the midpoint with the triangle, so I am extending it up to here. So okay, while we zoom out the screen, so it is visible as a line. So I need to change the properties of the axis line. See, I have selected this properties. See, I am changing the line type into 20 because as we view it from the far, it should be visible. So here it become a line. So I am giving it 15. Still it's line. So I will give 10. Yeah. So we can give up to 8. 5. Okay, now the axis line is visible. Okay, see. Okay, fine. Now again we need to construct Again we need to construct the line, means we need to construct the side ones. So let me take, see, these all just estimated diagrams, not exact diagrams. I need to change the line type, I forgot it, so I have changed it. See, drawn. Okay, now next, similar to that, I need to draw a line this side also. Yes, done. Now I'm checking this. Okay, done. So I'm using spline option here. So the spline is for giving a curved surfaces. So here like this we can use the spline, or we can use direct curve. I'm using spline. This can be done, or else we can draw it with an arc. See, I'll draw with arc. First point and here, next enter, again from there, again enter from here. Here, see, yes, it's done. Now for representation of knurling, here we need to present a straight line, right? See, I have drawn a straight line. Okay, so I will use offset command. O enter. So select the line. So it is asking for the offset distance. So I am giving as 20. So next select the offset object. Again select the offset object. Again select the offset. Like this. Like this. Done. So similarly it's over. So for getting the uniform distribution, I am using mirror option, selecting the base point as this and the second point as this. So our mirror is also done. So representation of the straight knurling is done. So I need to hatch here. So H enter represents the hatching. I am selecting ANSA 31 to hatch this. So while we view it from the far, it will not be as a hatch. So here this is the scale option. I am doing it to 3 times. So it is visible. Fine. Right. Now I will show. See, this is the one. So this is the subject. So I will let you know how to add the text also. See, selecting the text, you need to give the start point and the end point. So now here you need to give title. So here after, and see, it's too small. So now you need to increase the text size. So it is in 2.5. I will let it be increased to 150 as it is so small. See, okay, it is so big, right? So I will reduce it to 100. Yeah. See, while we are resizing it, you need to select the text and give it as 100. Okay, I am giving it as 80. Yeah, fine. So now it is okay. For moving this text, select this one and you can move. So this is text. Similarly, it is subject. Means how we generally use this, generally represent this. So I am giving as 80. Okay, done. And now in this space we need to give the text as convention. So this is the conventional representation of the drawing. See, okay, now I am increasing the text size to 80. Okay, it's done. Now how to conventional represent this straight knurling. So I am using copy. See, I need the same thing here, right? So I am copying this, but the conventional representation will not have these many lines. So I am deleting the extra lines. So it makes the conventional representation of straight knurling. See, straight knurling. So I'm selecting the text and giving the size as 80. Okay. I'm giving it again. Knurling. Okay. I'm selecting the text and giving 80. So okay, straight knurling. Yeah, I can move this, but yeah, straight. Okay, straight knurling. Yes, now separating this with the other one, I'm drawing a line. Yes, one part of the table have got completed. So after completion of all, we will get like this the table. So now I have shown you the straight knurling, and similarly we can draw the diamond knurling. Diamond knurling can be drawn. See, I will show you here. See, enter the line, and you can draw it like this. See, like this. I'm drawing a small parts for your easy understanding and practicing. So I have drawn this. For reversing this, for obtaining the diamond knurling, so I have drawn a central line. So I have selected this part and using mirror option, see, select any base point and turn this completely to 90 degrees and press enter. So see, we have achieved the diamond knurling. This is the easy technique to draw this, and we can obviously, after copying this, we can cut it. So this is a easy technique for diamond knurling. And this, see, square on the shaft. So I will let you know how to draw this. See, I'm not showing, I have shown how to draw that. So for easy understanding, I'm going to delete this completely. Okay, so now I will show you how to draw square on the shaft. So I'm taking a rectangle, see, like this, and another rectangle like this. Okay, now I'm taking a line, axis line. So we have options, so we can draw it all the diagrams separately and we can paste it in the table. So or else by constructing the table itself we can also draw. So I am changing the line property here, scaling. So line type I am giving 20. Yes, nice. So here, and now see, now I'm drawing this, extending this, so I need to change the line type. Okay, done. Now okay, I have specified the next point also, and again line enter, taken this, and as well as this as 180, and for exactly and at this point I have taken this. I'm doing like this. So again now Okay, so for ending these points, as I have told you, you can use arc or you can use spline. I'm using arc, 3-point arc, and again enter. From here again I use 3-point arc again. So construction of the same again. See, it's done. So here, this is the representation used for representing a bearing. Done. So parallel to this, we have a circle. As we are not drawing according to the dimensions, we are using this technique to be in the alignment. And for now this one, yes, and now at the center, see here I'm using the rectangle. Done. So now I'm using the line to draw center axis and hatch. So here I'm hatching using this one. So I'm giving the scale as 5 or 15, no problem, whatever you might give for your clarity. So this is the square on the shaft. This will be the conventional representation and this total will be the subject representation. So see this one. And now hole on the circular pitch. Actually it is very easy to draw. I'll show you. Select a circle. So draw that. Again, if you draw inside a boxes, you need to manage the space. If you draw very large diagrams, it is difficult to place inside the block, or else whatever you might construct here, that box will be helpful. So 2 circles we are going to construct, and one more circle I am going to construct here in the same. Now let's start giving the axis lines. So axis lines, here we have 2 types, as the view varies. So these 2, and now I'm using the axis line to construct, and next axis line to construct. Yes, done. So I'll change the properties of these 2 lines. So I'm scaling it to 20. Yes, done. Okay. So after constructing this, I need a line here, so I am constructing that line also. See, that one also done. So now I am using the polar array option. So I am selecting this circle and this line. So I am using the polar array option. So it is asking specify the center point of the array. So this is my center point of the array. See here there are 6 instances. So I need 12 instances. So I am entering 12 there. See, it is done. Okay, and here the axis line we can change. So change the axis line here previously drawn, and similarly you can represent the convention also. Same, I'll show you. So this is the conventional representation of hole on a circular pitch. So this inner circle represents the pitch circle. So on this, based on this diameter, the small circles are drawn. So that is the technique. So polar array and rectangular array are very easy to apply. So next, coming to the bearings. So this is also very easy. Just we need to construct a rectangle. For your easy understanding, I am showing. So construct a rectangle and then use the lines. So I will show you how to construct this easily. So just I am taking a rectangle. So this is my rectangle, and similarly I am taking another rectangle using this corner points. See, the same dimensions I am going to construct. Okay, done. I am taking a line, drawing here, and similarly taking a line. Okay, yes, drawn the line. So here similarly, as told you before, you can use the arc or else spline also. I'm changing this axis into axis line. Okay, done. So but it is not clear, so I'll change the properties. See, okay, it's fine now. So I'll show you these are also in the axis line. I'll change it. Okay, I'm changing. Okay, done. Fine. Now I'll show you here. See here, in conventional representation of the drawing we have two types. Sorry, subject representation. So this is this one and as well as this one. I'll show you both in the same diagram, and here these are the bearings. This is the diagrammatic, that is conventional representation of the bearing, and this is the subject and theoretical representation of the bearing. So I'll let you know how to draw. So by taking this, I'm taking a line here, and similarly I'm taking a line here. So constructing a circle, enter, and a line. So done. This is one type. So I will hatch it. So this, see in the diagram, this hatch will be in one direction and this hatch will be in the another direction. So I'll show you how to change this. So I have done one hatching, and again head center, I'm hatching here. So we need to change the direction of this hatch. So select this hatch. So here the angle, I'm changing it to 90. So it will become completely reverse. So one type of bearing representation I have shown. Now I will show you another type of bearing representation. So again I'm drawing the line, and here one line, done, and I'm drawing a rectangle, or it might be square. So drawn. Again same hatching. So done. Again I am willing to hatch. See, head center, hatch. Okay, this here, this I need to change the direction. So change. So now, as in the previous video, I have shown you gradient hatching. So it is a colorful hatch. So I am applying that gradient hatching and changing complete into white. No combinations, completely white. So I am filling this space. So this is one type of filling. So this is one type of representations of bearing. Okay, now external threads and internal threads. Now I'll show you the easy technique to represent threads. So first, as in the diagram of representing external screw threads, so I'm drawing a rectangle, and I'm taking a central axis. Okay, done. I'm changing the property also. I'm scaling it to 20. So it became 120. Okay, I'm changing it into 20. Okay, fine. Now I would like to draw the external threads, and the procedure for the external threads and internal threads will be similar. I will show you how to draw one type of thread. So okay, first I'm taking an arc. It's in, okay, so okay, I'm done. So we can use the threading format by using spline or else lines. So I'll show you both on either side. So first I'm taking the line. You can construct it, or you can take a poly line also for constructing this. See, you can construct this. Okay, and this side I will show you how to use the spline also. Spline. Okay, now I am taking this as a start point. See the similar thing, however you move up and down, I am accessing it as a wave. Come. So the essential key point is here. After using the spline, you need to press enter. See, I'm just drawing a rough one. Yes, enter. So this makes, and now I'm using the line to draw the thread representation, to represent the thread. I'm pressing enter to finish this line command and enter again to access the line command. So it makes you too easy. Similarly, we need to draw. So in this diagram, I have shown you how to draw threads using spline as well as the lines. So this gives, so this is the thing I have shown you now. So you can use this anywhere. See, similarly, I have drawn using the spline here. See, this is spline. I've used spline, and here I've used line. See, I have used both and drawn the diagrams. So reminding these all, we can take a rectangle and you can use a spline here and hatching technique as similar to all. So here also you can draw using circle, rectangle commands. The similar type will be the representation of the threads. So I have one more point. So this is the representation of thread. Wherever you draw a thread, we will be representing it with the two lines. This is the representation of external threads. So external thread, this is the upper limit and this is the lower limit, thrust and crust. So upper limit and lower limit, these are the representations. See, this is the upper limit and this is the lower limit. So representing those two, we are representing these lines. And this one, see this, observe this carefully. This is the representation of external threads. External thread representation can be given like this. And see here, this is the internal thread representation. External thread representation will have a thread cut internal, and internal thread representation will have a thread cut external. So here these two will join. So this is the assembly. The last one is the assembly of internal and external thread. So completely screw threads. So after fitting this inside this, what will be the diagram? Up to here we will get the bolt or screw head. End. It will be the end of what we use. So see, I am entering Z enter, A enter. So it will be bring into the center and completely visualize the whole thing here. So this is the conventional representation of machine components. There are many things else like a spline shaft, interrupted views, elliptical springs, compression, and many things. So I have just given you a glance of representing conventional representation of machine components. Now I would like to show you how to convert this drawing into a PDF for clear view. So first get on to the top left corner Autodesk button. So from there to the print option, directly print option. So here what it might be this printer or plotter name. I am giving AutoCAD PDF. So here select the center the plot. So here it will give the changes here. So I am selecting plot area as window. So it benefits me to select what to print. So I am selecting this complete square or rectangle. So here we have a preview button. See this. So my lines have got vanished, right? So again I will select, so print, make every option default whatever they give, just select the center the plot and as well as window and select the table or the diagram. So now just preview, see, now we have got, it's done. So now it's okay for us. Now select OK. It will ask the place to save. I am saving it on the desktop. See, it will show. Yes. This is how to generate into a PDF. So it is directly we will use as print. This is the thing. See, the process is very easy. If you go on practicing it, it will be very helpful. By using these small techniques, using each and every option in the toolbar, each and every drawing will be very easy. So keep practicing. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay friends, hope you're clear with the video. If you have any doubts or queries, you can share it in the comment section. I will respond. If you find information in this, do like, share and subscribe my channel. Do share this video with your friends. I'll be with more interesting videos coming up. So hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. Enjoy. Bye-bye.